Hey, how's it going, guys? Captain Kuba here, and welcome to another God of War video. Today, I got a very special surprise for you guys. I got two very talented developers from Santa Monica Studios. I'm gonna let you guys introduce yourself. You're probably gonna do a much better job than I will, so take it away.
Hi, I'm Bruno Velazquez. I'm the animation director on God of War Ragnarok. I've been with the studio for quite a while, worked on a couple God of War games here and there. And yeah, just happy to be here. Thank you for
Yeah,
having me, Captain.
yeah.
Hi, I'm Erica Pinto. I'm the lead narrative animator on God of War Ragnarok, and I've also been here since 2011. So yes, pleased to be here.
Awesome. I want to ask you guys, how does it feel to? Not a lot of video game companies get to say that the sequel is pretty much getting the same. It's getting good scores, guys. I don't know if you've noticed, okay? It's pretty good. How does that feel? All of your hard work that went into it, how does it feel to finally be paying off?
I think we're super relieved and very grateful for all the support that we got. I think, we were nervous, to be honest. I mean, this is something we're working on for over 4 years, or I guess 4 years. And, of course, when you put it out to the public, you don't know what the reaction is going to be. So the moment that we start seeing the scores, we just felt, I think, relieved and happy more than anything.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah, what would
Yeah,
you say,
this was
Erica?
something where, yeah, from the beginning, like reading the script, I was very excited to tell this story. I mean, there's so many interesting plot lines to follow, and we were just happy that we were able to realize it. Even with mocap stages getting shut down for pandemic reasons and stuff, we were like, no, we're going to tell this story no matter what. We were
Yeah, I
able
was
to
gonna
do it,
ask
so we're
that.
just very excited.
Yeah, you guys had an exclusive challenge for you. Like, you had to guys to build this game from the ground up with that pandemic going on. Like, how difficult was it, especially for Bruno, having to direct all of a group of animators? How because you have different restrictions, right? You can't have a lot of people in, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a big challenge. Luckily we had a good start before the pandemic hit, so we had a lot of things that we were able to accomplish before it. But luckily, Sony was really good about working with us about making sure that eventually, as things improved and things were we were able to come back to the stage in a safe manner. Erica and I were there all the time, working with the actors and the other people that were involved in all the shoots, and it was challenging, but we took all the precautions necessary to be able to do it, for sure. So that was something that Sony was really good about, keeping us safe, but then allowing us to continue. And it was a bit of a challenge. It was different than how we did it on 2018, but in the end, I don't know if you want to share a little bit of that experience too, Erica.
Yeah, I mean, I got to give credit to our IT team. As soon as we found out that we were going to have to work from home, they were just like, "Boom, we're going to give you your workstations. You're going to take it home." And within a week, everybody was set up and with a VPN. We were like able to collaborate with each other, like we are doing right now. It's like it definitely was a bit of a learning curve. I'd been so used to working with my animators in person, and now we're trying to figure out how to give each other notes over
Mm.
a Teams meeting. How do we do draw overs and everything? So that it took some getting used to, but I feel like we found our groove, and we made a successful project.
I would agree. I
Hmm.
haven't finished the game yet. So far, it's amazing. And Erica, you as the lead and narrative animator, you deal mostly with the cutscenes and the actors as well, right? Uh, how do you, how did you guys do it? I don't know. It's so much better. I hate to say that about the God of War 20, but it's so much more improved, right? But I guess that's always the point, right? You really did nail it, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, we learned a lot with the last project, and Dori Arazi, our lead from our cinematic arts team, just took everything we learned about the no-cut cinematic language, and he just detailed out every cinematic we were going to do on paper with the top-down drawings of like, here's how all the characters are going to move around. And then while we were in the studio, we were able to, animators or temp actors might get in a mocap suit and do some previs and experiment with like, okay, is this camera angle working? Is this choreography working? And just preparing,
Hmm.
so when we go to stage with our principal cast, we're ready to go. The actors can focus on being in character, and all of the groundwork is laid out for them to give their best performance.
This was just a question that I had. Like, since you have to pretty much build the cutscenes from the ground up, how closely do you have to work with the art team? Because you have to. There are cutscenes where characters are looking up and just marveling at amazing things, right? Like, how do you compensate for that, right? How did you have to work together with
Yeah,
Raf and the art team as well?
for sure. And again, Dory would meet with them on a regular basis. And, everything's in kind of different states when we're going to stage. There might not be a full-fledged environment built yet.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll be like, well, what can you give us? And they might
Right.
block something out really quick in grayscale and just kind of give a rough sense of the scale and where the pieces are. And then he's like, okay, good, we can use that. Okay, there's going to be a table here. There's going to be a big ceiling here. And then, with our virtual camera, we can aim at those places and make sure we're getting a good composition. But we might not see the final look until everything's built and put in the engine.
Right.
So it's definitely an iterative process.
Yeah, this time around, like the one-shot camera has really, I've really noticed it more. It's like, how are you guys going like from this scene to the other one? Like it's amazing. It looks really good. So congrats to you and the whole team on that, obviously. But I was gonna ask you about that in terms of the camera. How do you think? I have seen some things, but I wanted to get your opinion on it. How do you think it has improved from 2018's?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that there's a lot of things that we learned from how, when we worked on 2018 we learned a lot of tricks. We learned a lot of the pitfalls of the challenges, right, of pulling that off. But at the same time, because we had the strong base and we had established that kind of language, I think we were able to push it a lot more without giving anything away. There's some very creative transitions that occur in the story now, where we can take you to different places and to really make it a more interesting way of telling the story. And we would not be able to have done all those tricks if we hadn't already established that style in 2018. So you will see a lot of examples of that without giving too much away.
Yeah, I wish I
But,
could talk
yeah.
about the things I've seen. It's quite impressive. But a big thing you guys had to nail with this game was the story. Like 2018 did such a good job, like setting up the story properly. And in what ways do you think the story feels different, but yet still, it goes along with 2018's, right? How do you think it does that?
I feel that the 2018 story is, and not to say that this is not a personal story as well, but it was a little bit more smaller in scale, as far as like we really focus on Kratos and Atreus and their relationship and how their actions sort of affected things around them. Whereas now that we want to answer a lot of questions that were established on 2018, now we had to kind of scale back out and then show more of the world, right? So while the story is still at its core father and son story about the relationship of Kratos and Atreus, we knew that we had to like go bigger and we had to show the outcome of the actions of 2018, right? And we knew like Ragnarok is coming. They set it off at the beginning. The events leading to Ragnarok were sort of started by the beginning of Fimbulwinter, right? So we knew that we had to scale out. So right from the get-go, we prepared ourselves to just double down on the story and create a lot more characters for sure.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah,
really
I
expensive.
think
Sorry, go ahead.
just being able to go across all the 9 realms and just seeing who is being affected by this, but also being able to zero in on their stories and tell very intimate moments with those characters. You'll see the camera pan away from Kratos a lot more and just seeing who are these people who live here and are affected by the consequences of 2018 and what are their lives about, what are their issues, what are they trying to sort out. I feel like that's a really fun thing to explore.
Yeah, I've come across some characters that are not part of the main story, at least not for now, and they all have side quests. And it's like, hold on, like how many side quests are? This is interesting, right? I'm someone who plays the main story first and then does the side missions, but I can't wait to finish the games and then play those missions because I'm sure they're gonna be just amazing, right? But I mean, with God of War, as always, I've always felt that the combat was like the guy from the previous documentary said, it's the meat and potatoes, the combat, right? And the combat has been improved a lot. I've been playing a lot with the whiplash with the blades. What would you guys say is the end of the new thing from the combat that you like the most, for the new addition to combat?
You want to mention your favorite move, Erica? I think.
Oh yeah, I mean, I love
Kaptain
the
just
swinging
mentioned
blade.
it.
Yeah, I love it because it just feels fun. It feels like a callback to the old God of Wars, with just the flames, the effects, and everything feels more epic. But I also love just being able to have more verticality in the combat. I don't know if Bruno, you want to talk a little bit more about that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think and this is the thing that hey, I watch your videos, Captain, and I know that
Thanks.
you're a big God of War fan, and you really there's things from the previous games that you enjoy as much as I do. So absolutely, there's things that we like to bring back from the previous games, like the combat grapple when you pull yourself towards the enemies, being able to throw the chain up and pull yourself up on ledges, like just creating verticality on the combat arenas. That was like a big thing for us, to just add more options, being able to jump off ledges and then come down with like the different weapons, like this is so satisfying, and be able to juggle the enemies after. Like that was something that we wanted to feel more visceral, faster, and like kind of bring back some of that old God of War DNA, and then infuse it into this new new presentation, right? So I think a lot of it is, yeah, let's look back at some of the previous stuff that we did with Kratos, and how can we infuse it into this game. So that's my favorite part.
Yeah, I have noticed that there's a lot of moves that serve as setup for combos that just leave the enemies up in the air. Like a lot of them, whenever there's like an attack from the air, as you guys say, like it just brings them. It's beautiful just having to combo them. And mentioning what Erica said about the spinning blades, today I just realized that you could do the spinning blades in front of the enemy and it would keep them in the air. Like wow, I was just thinking of charging it up, but you can actually just keep them up in the air. You guys did a good job on that. It's amazing.
We have a lot of analogies when it comes to food, right? So you're playing with your food, right? Like that's another thing that the designers talk about. And the meat of potatoes is the combat, right? So I don't know why all these food things coming from, but hey, if it helps to explain what we're thinking about, then so be it.
And I gotta say, another thing you guys did amazingly was the enemy variety as well. I don't think I've repeated a single mini boss from the game yet. Like they've all been different. And I was gonna ask you which one's your favorite so far. I don't know if that you would consider that spoiler. Which one you would? I know which one's mine, but I wanted to ask you guys.
You want to go first, Erica?
Oh man. Well, I think the stag centaur in the trailer has been shown a couple times. I think she's really awesome, and the animator who worked on it was very passionate about horses, so I think she was like the perfect fit for bringing that character to life. I think that one feels really fun.
Did you guys use? Sorry. Go ahead, Bruno. I'm sorry about that.
Oh no. Go ahead.
I was gonna ask, like, did you guys had to look up like, I don't know, horse anatomy and just look up how they move to? That's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, any creature, animal that we do, we try to reference real life for sure.
That's really cool. But what about yours, Bruno? What's your favorite enemy so far?
So the one that I really like to fight so much, and I thought turned out really nice, was the Dreki, the big alligator dragon thing that comes out of the water. Yeah. That thing is really cool. I love the way that it interacts with Kratos. How it slams him, if you let him land on Kratos and toss him, and then especially it's just fun to fight all the different moves it does, and especially I'm fond of the kill that you perform. I won't spoil it, but they have a really cool kill. That's I don't know if you remember it, but it's.
The thing is, you guys have gotten really creative with the kills as well, and like they're all blending together. They're all cool. Like there's one that I'm not gonna spoil it, but yeah, the Dreki is really cool too. But just for me, it's the Stalker as well. It's just. I like the mechanics of how God of War plays more into the defensive mode as well. You really have to be on your feet and just like move inside, like. And I find that even it's just as fun as the combat itself, like just attacking enemies. But yeah, how fun was it to create those kill animations though? Like, because there's multiple ones as well, right? That's your department.
Oh, yeah. I mean. So one of the biggest like dreams that we've had since, I don't know, God of War 3 was Kratos always had these cool weapons that you acquire, but due to time constraints, memory constraints, you can only really default back to the blades to do the kills, right? So one of our goals for God of War Ragnarok was like, we need to get some specific, like weapon specific kills, right? So now if you have the axe equipped, if you have the blades equipped, you will get a specific animation for those weapons for the majority of the cast, right? Some enemies are still, especially the ones you fight like special bosses or mini bosses or some of the bigger enemies that you fight less, you still get some specific animations, but for the majority of them, that was the dream. Like, can we do it? And I'm just so happy that now you can experiment. I'm gonna equip the axe against this guy and the blades against this other enemy and see what kind of animations I get. So, and I promise you, we're nice people. We're not like crazy, but there is a bit of a dark side when we come up with these moves, right? And again, we look back to the old games and we do a lot of brainstorming with the animators and with the stunt performers and the combat designers and come up with like, all right, what's the coolest way that Kratos can dispose of these enemies?
What was the most fun you guys had, like animating something in the game, as long as you guys can talk about it, right? Any character in specific that you liked animating the most, Erica or even Bruno, it doesn't matter.
Well, I think as a lead, my focus is more on making sure my team has the tools they need to do animation. So I personally didn't get to animate a lot.
Mm-hmm.
There's one little moment in Jotunheim where we introduce a creature. I don't want to talk about it.
I think
but
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay, so that one I kind of owned partially. I mean, we often have a lot of people touching things. It's a big team effort, but I got to put my hands on that one. That was a lot of fun.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah, and for myself, I again, I didn't get a chance to animate as much as I used to, because it's more of just ensuring that the animation looks amazing across the board, and we're helping the team to assisting them on making sure they have everything they need to do their jobs. But I have to say that I'm really proud of all the creatures that got into this game this time around, and there's a couple of bosses that are more reminiscent of the old school God of War games that I'm really proud that we were able to get in. So.
In a way, I can't wait to have another conversation with you guys. If you guys will allow it after the game comes out, so I can just geek out properly, because I think I know a boss fight that you're talking about that I was like, oh, that looks like that from that game. It feels like it at least, right? But I mean, you guys have done a great job, at least on the animation part. What would you say is something you want to explore further when it comes to other God of War games, or even like other games for Santa Monica Studios? What's something you guys would like to work on?
I mean,
Erica?
For me, I'm just excited that we've finished Ragnarok and we've got so much variety in here, and you go into all 9 realms and there's something different in each realm to explore. I mean, I'm always looking for like, what's a new thing? Where's a new place we can go? And what's a new character we can explore? But I feel like we've done a lot of new things with Ragnarok that we're excited for you guys to experience.
Yeah, and I think for me is I'm just really happy that we're able to all the goals that we set out to accomplish at the end of 2018. Like we wanted to conclude the Norse saga, bring the story to a close, like push the relationship between Kratos and Atreus, further and take it to the next level. Like from a story standpoint, I just really, really happy that we're able to achieve everything we set out to do. Hope that the fans enjoy it, hope that you enjoy it, and hope that it met the expectations of a lot of theories that I heard out there. Some of so I just hope it's satisfactory, and I just can't wait to hear the feedback about like, all right, what could have been better? What are some of the expectations that we could have met? But we're always listening. We always want to do better in everything we do.
Yeah, it's hard to.
Yeah, but sorry.
Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I'm just gonna say on the cinematic side, I always love being able to animate like the emotional moments, really tugging at your heartstrings. So anytime I can find something like that, like really elicited an emotion, whether it's humor or sadness or excitement, just being able to bring that to players, like that's awesome.
Well, yeah, it's somewhat difficult doing these interviews with you guys, because I'm such a fan, and I'm talking to you guys, and I'm like, I want to go back to playing. I want to get back to playing, right? But before I go, I have one serious question for you guys. One super serious question. Why doesn't Kratos do a backflip to enter the boat? Why? I'm very disappointed, guys.
Oh man, we should have asked Christopher Judge. Be like, can you do a backflip in the boat, please?
Yeah. No, but seriously, guys, everything just looks amazing in the game. Your team did an amazing job. The cutscenes, the enemies, the enemy animations just look amazing as well. Anything else you want to say to the fans before we wrap up the interview?
Erica, would you like to go first?
Oh, sure. I just want to say thank you to everyone who's going to play this game, for everyone who's come with us on this journey, for as many God of Wars you've played, or if this is your very first one. We're excited to find new fans and hopefully give something new and cool to the old fans. And I mean, this is why I make games. I love making games and sharing them with people and seeing how you connect. I want to see who your favorite characters are, what your favorite moments are. So like, hit us up. We love to hear that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have to echo Erica's sentiments. Like, thank you so much to the community. Thank you so much, Captain, for being so supportive of us. And I feel like I know you because I've been watching and listening to you for a long time. So I really appreciate the support. I think that we have a great community. We have an amazing set of fans, and we just really hope that thank you for everybody for sticking with us for all these years with the God of War franchise, and we hope that we really, really, really enjoy Ragnarok. And we can't wait to hear the feedback, to watch the playthroughs, and just to this is for us is like so rewarding to see people like play something that we spend so much time on and hopefully enjoy and have fun with. That's all that we really just want to accomplish,
Well,
to
you're gonna have a
entertain
lot of fun
people.
with
And
mine. I have like over 12 parts of my playthrough already. So
oh wow,
yeah,
I'm
it's
looking forward to it.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, guys, Erica and Bruno, thank you guys so much for being here with me. Just this interview was super fun to do. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Until then, remember, go forth. I'm not really sure what to say anymore. Ragnarok is here. Go forth in the name of Egypt, maybe? I don't know. All right, bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.